when I first started this association, the one thing that struck me was that this was a very interesting way of going back to our roots in nature, and in a way which did not require very significant sacrifices from us all. Right? So everybody is talking today about building health, about building immunity. People talk of eating folic acid, they talk of turmeric, somebody says zinc tablet, all of this. But essentially, what are we looking at in terms of a sustainable way of going forward with this? Most of us don't have access to rural areas or to large farms or so on. Many of us run our businesses in urban. Uh, Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think I'm back on the voice again. So many of us run our business from urban clusters, and therefore, is there a way which we can do this in a way that benefits us all? Is something which is really the topic that we decided to spend some time on today. At the same time, all of us, and especially because it's an event that's been sponsored by CII, and all of us on the panel are deeply thankful to Jasdeep ji and Vivek ji. Thank you. And because it's an event sponsored by CII, all of or most of us who've come on this program really have a commercial logic to our life. We have a commercial bent of mind, right? And therefore, we would always look at what's the benefit versus what is the cost. And very interestingly, I think vertical gardening actually gives us that very nice combination of doing something which is good for ourselves and the people around us, as well as making commercial sense. And as we walk through the next 1 hour, you will actually realize that a vertical garden enables us to combine the best of health, immunity, not just for self, but those with whom we work with or live with. It is aesthetically, of course, extremely interesting and useful. It touches the lives of a lot of people. And from our own commercial bent of mind, it could actually make commercial sense, as Mamta ji will talk about, give us some of the examples of where vertical gardening was actually being done by this team, and interior temperatures, for example, have dropped by between 1 and 4 degrees centigrade, which actually leads to a saving in air conditioning costs. So the interesting part, like I said before about this discussion, is it's something that we can all do. It's something that touches all of us, whether we are running a very large corporate, so we have an entire building, whether we have just a floor or an office in a very large building, whether we have a space in our home come office, or even a space in just our home. So this could be something that could appeal to us through multiple lenses. And that's what I think is fascinating about this whole area of vertical gardening. Let's now look at the concept itself of vertical gardening. As Jasdeep ji had said, post this little introduction by me, we will have Ms. Mamta Pathak, who will basically talk about the concept of vertical gardening. And post that, Ekta ji, who runs Parijay, will actually come on and talk a little bit about the company. That's the company that is actually implementing all of these vertical gardening solutions. We will have time for a Q&A. And there is actually a protocol that CII has, a very neat protocol in terms of asking questions, for which you will obviously use the chat box. And when you do ask a question, while there's a chart about that, a slide about that, do please put your name and your full name and your query, and maybe even if you can put down who you would like that question to be answered, but we will pick it up. So don't worry too much about that. In fact, Vivek ji has just put up that slide as well for all of you. And apart from those questions, we've also got a few questions prior, before the session started itself, from a few of the participants who've registered. So we will attempt to pick up those also. And at the end, we will basically pull it together, wrap it up, and as just said, that we will end with a small vote of thanks. So may I now hand over the session to Mamta Pathak ji, and she has a presentation. Mamta ji, over to you. Mamta ji, you're right now on mute, so you will have to unmute yourself. Hanji, now it's
Now I'm audible? Yeah, Vivek, please start the slides. Slide number 1. Good evening. Should I start?
Just give a moment for the slide to get loaded. Because of so many of us here, the bandwidth, and we're all in different locations. I think sometimes bandwidth does plays a little bit of a role. So let's just give a moment for the slide to come up. And once, yes, the slide is now up, Mamta ji, and you can take over.
Yeah. Yeah. Today we are here to discuss about vertical garden, and we call them green walls, living walls, because we are putting life on the walls. In today's scenario, we see that we have done a lot of harm to the mother nature. Over the years, there's less number of rains, more of floods are coming every year, our water tablets are depleting, and the buildings what we have created, we call them monster, they are creating a lot of heat and there is a lot of global warming in the present scenario. Today you see in the summers the temperature reaches 48 degree, even the air condition. So it's a solution to fight the urban, what do you call it, the global warming. So these vertical garden can be put anywhere in the building, but in the they can be put anywhere in the building, on the facade, on the boundary walls, on the windows, and there are a lot of plants. In the last 60 days, we have seen during the COVID outbreaks who can survive. So there are people who are able to survive are the ones who have the good immunity level, mental as the physical. And there are a lot of plants which we can be used in the vertical garden also in present scenario, for which I would hand over to Ekta. She will explain us about the plants which we can use for the to fight pollution and everything. Over to Ekta. Then I'll take over.
Thank you so much, Mamtaji. Vivek, can you please start the slide? Plant slide. It's a NASA approved plant. You see, the harm we have done to the nature has created a lot of water pollution, air pollution, sound pollution. And first, before discussing, yes, Vivek, you can go to the slide of pollutants. We have released a number of pollutants to the environment. These are like trichloroethylene, formaldehyde, benzene, xylene, ammonia, nitrogen, sulfur. So these are the various from the industrialization, from the vehicle, and our because of our daily-to-daily activities. We are into urbanization, but we are not taking care of our environment. This is not the actual development. So now we have to think about how we can conserve our nature. So next slide, please. NASA has approved a number of air purifier plants. There are a number of plants which releases oxygen at night also. Maximum time they release oxygen is around 18 hours. And 18 hours is fair enough time to clean the environment. They not only release oxygen for 18 hours, but they also absorb the pollutants from the air and help to create the good quality of air and purify your surroundings and build the immunity. Few of the best among of them is the snake plant, which is also called the Sansevieria plant. The Sansevieria plant has a number of varieties, and these can grow in the indoor. This is an indoor plant. It can be placed at anywhere in any building. And other plants like the English ivy, peace lily, these are the few plants that can be placed anywhere. And they are very good air purifiers as approved by the NASA. And these are all ornamental and the air purifier plants. And we have mentioned, Vivek, next slide please. Ayush Ministry is also recommending a number of herbal plants. I have named few like the neem, giloy, ashwagandha, basil, thyme, rosemary, lemongrass. Nowadays, when everybody is talking about the immunity, if I tell you a little description about this neem and giloy plants, neem in our old traditions we used neem it at the various occasions during the chicken pox, during the newly born babies and all. We used to keep the neem leaves. Giloy has a even anti-cancer element. Giloy and neem, these are the best plants that purifies and also build our immunity. Ashwagandha and even now in this COVID situation, Ayush Ministry is doing a lot of research that how these medicinal plants can be consumed, can be used to build the immunity and to fight the COVID. These and the fragrance and aroma of these plants also help us to repel the insects, mosquitoes like lemongrass, rosemary. These are also considered as a mosquito repellent plants. Their little fragrance, basil is also very good plant to repel the mosquitoes and the other insects in the house. So basically these plants can be used in the different ways. The very first question somebody asks us usually that we don't have the space to grow the plants. The only solution to this is vertical gardens because vertical gardens are the solution to the small spaces. These can be settled at any place, indoor, outdoor, at your rooftop, anywhere in the building. So I think for the technical things, I should forward it to Mamta ji. Mamta ji, can you please explain vertical gardens now?
Yeah, I'll explain.
Mamta ji, if you don't mind, this is Srinivas Agappa here. Could I take a moment, please, to actually address a particular? Could I take a moment to actually address a particular question that came up? I think.
Please.
Yeah, Madhav Chopra had, in fact, just put something in the chat box, and he said that could we just recap what has been said because people are just joining because of connection issues, connectivity issues, and so on. So I think for Mr. Chopra and for the others, if I have to just very quickly recap what we talked about, there was a brief introduction given by the CII leaders, Mr. Jasdeep Singh and Vivek Gupta ji, in terms of what this program is. There was a brief introduction about the three of us who are on the panel, who are Mamta Pathak, who is actually an expert over many years in vertical gardening. There's Ekta Bansal, who is the founder and the CEO of Parijay Genus, which is the organization which is doing vertical gardening. And my name is Srinivas Agappa, and I am an executive coach and a consultant. So we had a little bit of an introduction. We spoke a little bit in terms of the fact that vertical gardening actually in these very difficult times actually provides a significant amount of immunity to us as well as those around us. Equally, it is aesthetically pleasing, and it is something that can be done without requiring very large spaces because most of us live and operate out of cities where space is always at a premium. And finally, I had touched upon the fact that because all of us are somewhat commercially minded, these are also solutions which come in a whole range of value, and therefore we can pick whatever works for us. This is an application that is good whether we have a complete office building and we can use the external facade, or if we just have a floor or an office in a large building, we can use a vertical wall within that building. It could even be a vertical wall in our home come office or even in our homes. So this is what we talked about. And then I think Ekta ji just now described a few of the plants. Some of them, of course, or all of those that we talk about are going to be approved by various agencies. Some of them are NASA approved. And of course, we have our own homegrown traditional plants which have always been of value, something like neem, something like giloy, ashwagandha, thyme, and so on. So that is basically where we were. And Mamta ji, may I now hand over to you to continue the presentation. Thank you. Mamta ji, over to you. You'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I've done it. Vivek, thank you. Please start with the slide on the vertical garden. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first slide in which I will explain you about the vertical garden. Please be on the first slide only, Vivek. Vivek, please shift to the first slide. Yeah, not here only. See, this is the first vertical garden which we did in 2010 for the prestigious Rashtrapati Bhavan, in which we have done a combination of seasonal as well as the annual plants. So this was the first vertical garden which we did in India in 2010. After that, we have done a lot of projects. So vertical garden is a very unique concept to do greenery, say in 100 square feet also, or in 1,000 square feet also. So you can do it anywhere, and what it does, what is the benefit? First, it clears our air, it purifies the air. Second, it helps you to control the temperature of the building also. So normally what we do, we identify as an architect, we identify the southeast and the southwest of a building, which are the heat zone as per Vastu also, as per norms also. So we try to put or install vertical garden in those zones so that over the years, after you will see in after 1 or 2 years, you can the temperature of that building comes down. Second slide. Now, in this, you will see there's a cutout in the. It is used in the middle of a building. Please be on the second. So plants, when they are placed inside a building, because normally what we plants we are using are the those who are breathing 18 hours. Normally Z plant, asparagus and all. So they have to fight the heat effect of the buildings. Then they filter all the toxin gas which are there, which are generated by the system which we are using. There are a lot of printers and everything is there. So they help us to clean the atmosphere slowly and gradually. And aesthetically also they look good. When you are in front of a system for say 3-4 hours and then you go and see a green wall, naturally, when you come back, you feel more relaxed, you feel more jubilant, and you start working again. That is a psychological benefit of a green wall. Next slide. This is one case. It's a small green wall which we have done for a hotel lobby, in which we have used a lot of plants, and it's almost 3-4 years back we have used it. And you see there is no roof there. They have just used a sheet over there. So the green, because of the green wall, there is very less heat in that area, and people want to sit there because of green wall effect. They want to sit in this area. So this has become like a USP of that building, of that area, and moreover, it has a cooling effect. It increases the value of the property, and lot of lively spaces created in any part of a building. Next slide. Now there are a lot of plants which can be used for the, I would like here only. There are a lot of plants which can be used for the vertical garden. We have indoor plants and outdoor plants. There are plants which are sun loving, they are shade loving. So in the present picture, you see we have used a lot of variety of oxypodia, where they generate a lot of oxygen, and they look very beautiful. Also, we have used different color combination. This is how we can play with the colors. Also, we can do like we can create a green scenery also. The main factors of the green walls are the plant selection. It depends upon the direction of that green wall. Second, it is outdoor or indoor. Then the irrigation, the growth media. Then we have to calculate if it is a, when we are creating a wall, how much structure load has to be there, plant maintenance, and it has to be installed by the registered manufacturers or the trained installers so that it has a long life. Vivek, please. Now the second most important thing is what is how you calculate on the cost of a green wall. That all depends upon the size of a project where is the project. If it is a height, there's a little increase in the, because we have to use structure. Otherwise, the project, we have all the standard price lists, so we use calculate upon the area and how we quote to our customers. And we do the regular maintenance also, and like any garden, even the green walls requires lot of maintenance, not lot of, simple maintenance of cutting and pruning, and every 6 months we have to feed it with the fertilizers. That is a very simple fertilizer available in the market called 1919, which we use for our green walls. Next slide. Now these are the different applications. In the picture you see on the right hand side, we have used it like a blind. These are the pipes in which you can grow a lot of things. Even you can do a little bit of farming also, but we have different modules for organic farming. On the left hand side, there's a lush green wall, which we have done in Chennai long time back. So after over the period of time, it grows like anything, and you have to just cut it and prune it. Nothing else is required for a green wall. Next slide. This is how we can, there are a lot of application in the terrace garden. Also, you can use our grass panels, and these on the left, right side you see, these are the parabolas. If you have a rooftop and you want to utilize as your office or your dining area or your cafeteria, you can, this is the one application which can be done on the parabolas, and it is catching a lot of interest among the peoples nowadays, because they want to, we can convert a negative place into a positive place by using the vertical gardens on the rooftop. Next, in this, we can use the vertical gardens on the boundary walls also to enhance them. Second, on the kitchen garden, you see the panels which we have shown in the picture. They are 2x1 panels. If you have a balcony, you can install them there. There also you can grow a little bit of your spinach, coriander, parsley, broccoli, tomatoes. So you can do a little bit farming in your balconies also. And this is all purely organic farming also. Apart from this, you can also do hydroponics in your rooftop also, in which the water is used for farming. Vivek, next. This is like if you want your logo to be done on the wall, this is how we can do. Like we have done it for the Parija Genius. We can design any type of green wall for our clients. This is the, here in the picture we are showing a panel. The size of the panel is normal 1x1, which we are using. In the market there are tripod system also, but the soil which they are using doesn't have a long life, because they are using coco peat and perlite, but we create our own soil which has a life of 5 to 10 years, and we grow the panels in a facility. After 2-3 months, we place them on the projects. We don't do the direct plantation on the walls. So that's why our walls are sustainable and they have a long life. And all the panels, they can be used for the exteriors and the exteriors as well as for the interiors part of a building. And we are just feeding them with our drip irrigation and the automation system. This is a structure of a panel. You see there is a panel of size 1x1 in which we do the plantation. And after every panel, there is a drain system at the end of a green wall to collect the water. And one more important thing is, for the green wall, we need to have one inlet and outlet of the water. That can be done at the time of planning also. which is very important because green wall need one thing, only the water and the fertilizer in the whole year, nothing else. And suppose you say that we will travel a lot. Now what we'll do, we'll put an automation system which we use of Rainbird, and they automatically, it has a controller, they will control the green wall. If it is a moisture, the walls will not open, and if it is a dry season, it will open twice a day itself. You don't have to do anything, you have to just see there is electricity at the near the green wall. Nobody should disturb that thing. These are the joineries which are used irrigation system. This is the back of a panel, how they are slided, how they are fixed to the any structure. This is, in this picture you see there are two images in which there is a natural wall, which is a fresh one. We have to just do a waterproofing on that wall, and then we add a mounting strips. Then in the second frame, you see in the second picture, you see we have created a frame structure. Suppose there is no green wall, or our client doesn't want to that his wall should be touched. So we can create a structure by using the MS panels, and we can use aluminum also in this place and steel, but they have a cost implication on the project. But normally we are using MS, that is powder coated in a factory. This is the irrigation, how the irrigation system is run. We are using 12 mm pipe. We are using normally of JN irrigation only, which is the best in the country. And the normal cost of this panel is 2300 per square feet. And because the cost is so high, because we are putting more plants, and the growth medium which we are using has is above the market. That's it. Second slide, next slide. Now this is one case where we have used, these are the curtains we have used on this building. This is an audited building. We have used the green, we call it green wall or green curtains on the northeast and the southwest of a building. On both the direction we have used a different kind of plants. Now after the 3 years, the temperature of the building has come down, and last year they have gone for the LEED certification, and they have got it approval from the auditors. This is again a lobby of a hotel in Dehradun. This is a green wall which we have used on a concave structure. Here we have done a combination of water body and the green wall, and this is a southeast facing green wall. This is done for the private residence in Greater Noida. This is also another application of green wall. You see a lot of plant variety has been used, but we are more successful with this plant variety in west part of a country or in south, because where we have more of humidity. We have little problem in Delhi, otherwise all over India we can do any kind of plants. Here we have used green plant as a boundary wall between the two projects. The one benefit is it is adding to the aesthetic value of a building. Second, it also helps us to fight the noise pollution, because normally you see a lot of noises will come from the other part of a building which we may not like it. So this helps us to cover noises also. Here in this slide we have used it on the southwest of a building, and it is doing very well after say 6-7 years. The building is doing very fine, and there is no problem. We have maintained also this green wall, and this wall we have done for Ambani. And in the next slide you see on the right hand side, There's a waterfall. The architects can use their imagination like that also. There's a waterfall behind this green fall, and it is the initial stage when we have taken a picture. It's a private residence in Panchkula, where you can use the combination of water and the green. Next slide, Vivek. Thank you. This is all for the green wall. What installation we have done in past few years, and I've shown you few of the projects. And the plant list I would like to discuss, like we can use Z plant, spider plant, chlorophytum, Resintia, oxypodia, euphorbia, secretia, ipomia, syngoniums, fern, gajapelia, dracaena, aglaonema. So there are n number of variety of plants which can be used. We can create a green picture also with them. Thank you. That's all for the green walls. I hand over this to Ekta she's from Parijay Genius, and she would introduce herself and her company. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamta ji. Thank you for this wonderful introduction for the green wall. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ekta Bansal, founder of Parijay Genius. We are based at Chandigarh. Vivek, next slide, please. We started Parijay Genius 3 years back with the vision to bring the people close to the nature. And also a few years back, before starting this, before getting this idea of Parijay, few years back during the election campaign, I come to read some news that 49% voters in India are female. And at that time, an idea struck in my mind that why, if we can create a common platform where this 49%, not all the 49%, even if my efforts can club only with 10 or 15% women, that can create a very good development and they can contribute to the economy of the India also. So with this idea, we started Parijay to create a common platform for all the innovative ideas and to promote the herbal life under Go Green concept. With these two visions, one is the environment and other is the woman, we developed the two key business lines. One is the vertical gardening, as Mamta ji introduced all of you to the vertical gardening. Vertical gardening is a wonderful concept for converting the hot concrete walls into fresh, living, breathing walls, and also the negative spaces into the lively, fresh spaces. Many research has proved that people living with the nature are more happy, more healthy, and innovative. Basically, nature relieves our stress and make us happy. So our motive through the vertical garden is to reach every corner of the building, every person, and bring them close to the nature. With the vertical gardening, we also introduced the green gifting. In the picture, you can see that we are delivering customized handmade terracotta planters with the beautiful plants. These plants can be ornamental, can be air purifiers, can be medicinal. There can be any type of the plants. With these key business lines, our focus is on, Vivek, can you please shift the slide? Our focus is basically on environment because we are here and we are responsible to serve our mother nature. That is through the vertical gardens or any type of plantation or using the eco-friendly products. So that we don't make this our beautiful green planet as a garbage, as a dumping ground. We have to nurture it. We have to nurture it for ourselves and for other future generations. And the next focus is on prosperity. Prosperity is by helping the women and the needy to develop their skills, and then creating the equal opportunities to earn through the corporate gifting by proposing the handmade eco-friendly products like eco-friendly key holders made of grass and folders and lot of other things are there. With this focus, I must say, why should anybody go for the Parijay? It is because of our expertise and commitment to the environment. We are addressing the global issues at the most basic level. We are inspired and we are reviving. We are trying to revive our old age traditions to build the immunity, to build the new products, and also involving the new technology to support the old. Basically, it's a you can say that fusion of our old traditions and the new technology. In the previous years, we have worked on very big and a number of big and small projects and we handled them efficiently. And now we are ready to handle many more challenges also. Also, our profits support the disadvantaged women and the special need children. I think, Vivek, we have missed some slides in between. Can you please go to the previous slide? Yes, I want to tell you something about this prosperity point. I would like to introduce our talented ladies, Sushila and her sister, and the other one is Soni. They were the housemaids and they were earning hardly 4 to 5,000 rupees in a month. And they connected with us. We trained them in different artworks, and now they are capable of creating a beautiful product. You can see in the picture. And now, instead of doing the work of housemaids, they are working as an artist. They are creating the wonderful products, and they are capable of handling their exhibitions on their own. And it's really a privilege to see the confidence and the happiness on their face and their independence that they are now capable of supporting their families. They are capable of giving a good life to their children and they are contributing to their education and their good life. Next slide, Vivek. Here, as we told you that our profits supports the underprivileged and the women. And with this motive, we took an initiative 2 years back in the form of Navothan. Navothan is basically a Hindi word which means a new innovation, a new beginning. In this platform, a number of participants from the schools, colleges, orphanages, slums, they come and participate, and we provide them a good platform where they can showcase their talent, and we motivate and they become confident and we try so that they can live a normal life. Next slide, please. In the previous times, we served and we are now serving few clients like the FICO department at Ludhiana, Unipath's company, Ludhiana, AIDS Control Society, Chandigarh. They have used our planters and the plants at the IMA conferences. PGI regular conferences are going arranged, organized there, and we are regularly supplying the gift plants there. Actually, we are promoting the idea of the gifter plant because plants are the things that are lively. These are the lively gifts. These gifts can be used at any occasion, whether it is a conference, whether it is a welcome, whether it is a celebration. Vivek, can we move to the next slide? Before finally concluding this vertical gardening, I would like to suggest few areas in the different sectors where these vertical gardens can be installed. First of all, if we discuss about the corporate, as we have seen in the applications of the vertical gardens, these boundary walls, main walls, and the reception areas. Here we can arrange the customized green walls. Customized green walls, that means with the name of the company or with the logo of the company. Also, our aim is to create each corner a green So even each table in the office can be placed with a small air purifier plant to create a good aroma there. In the hotels, even main outer wall, reception, waiting area, again there can be the concept of the customized wall, the banquet and the party halls, special green rooms can be created and rooftops. Basically nowadays we don't have empty earth and we have a lot of buildings and every building has the rooftop and all those rooftops are creating lot of heat and these rooftops can be used as a terrace garden or as a kitchen garden. We suggest for the hotels if the rooftop kitchen gardens are introduced. These lot of vegetables and herbs can be grown at these rooftops and these fresh vegetables and herbs can be used in the kitchens itself. And in the commercial buildings, again, I suggest the rooftops, there are the rooftop receptions, and each table can be decorated with a plant. Rooftops can be used for the terrace garden. According to the commercial space, if it is a hospital, then hospitals also have kitchens. Rooftops can be used for the kitchen gardens or for the simply greenery so that the temperature of the building comes down and also it absorbs the pollutants. Also, there is a urban heat effect. Urban heat effect is that if we have all the buildings and the vehicles and all, if it and the other part is there is a green, then we can see a lot of temperature difference between both the spaces. So this is how we can work on the reducing the temperature. If we don't have the space at a horizontal, we can go vertically or we can use the rooftops to create the green spaces and reduce the temperatures and reduce the pollution. In the residential areas, there are the outer walls, living rooms. In the living rooms, we can introduce the vertical gardens because vertical gardens can be done in the indoor also. Rooftops can be used for the kitchen gardens. In the balconies, as we have seen in the creative travel building, the bean curtains are used. Bean curtains can be used at any building for the balconies. This will reduce the sound pollution, obviously air pollution, and also helps in reducing the temperature of the building. As Mamta ji has suggested, the plants can be selected according to the direction of the building and where the vertical garden has to be selected. So according to that, there are a lot of benefits with proper selection and selection of the plants, the modules, and the directions. Basically vertical garden is not just putting the plants anywhere. It's a complete science, complete technology, and complete innovation that help us to overcome these pollution, heat, AQI problems. Yes, please. So now we are here to serve our Mother Earth and spread happiness with the nature. So for the further queries, you all can contact us. So should I hand over to Mr. Srinivas?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Ekta. And I think, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, interesting thoughts. And there are, I think, a few of your thoughts which are also coming up in the chat box. Like I said, we've already got some questions from many of the audience members prior to this, and I'll probably pick up a few of those over the next 5 or 10 minutes. Just to summarize what was talked about in some detail, I think we looked at the fact that there are a number of natural remedies which are possible. There are a number of natural plants, etc., which have traditionally been used both in India and elsewhere, but India has a very large and rich heritage on this. And the whole concept is to bring that science which was traditionally there and to merge it with the science of today, right? So the science that we traditionally had was in terms of an understanding of the benefits of the plants and which plant works best. The science that we have today actually allows through hydroponics, through special circuitry to do watering, through the special soil medium which is grown in the nurseries of Parijay and so on. It allows us to basically make that concept live and make it happen. And the whole idea of the vertical gardening was in terms of not just something which is aesthetically good, it's also something which adds to productivity. So if you're running a unit, a factory, a sales office, and so on, I think it was Mamta ji who touched upon the fact that there are psychological benefits also of these green walls, and therefore there are studies which actually talk of improved productivity of employees who work in such spaces. Of course, the level of community health improves significantly through plants that generate oxygen over as much as 18 hours. And the good part about it is, I think, and as you picked up from the presentation from Ekta ji also, is that you are able then to do it without any tension, because an organization takes on not just the selection of the plants, but also the installation, the whole idea of, do you want to put it on your own wall, or do you want to create a frame for it, for example, so that the wall is untouched at the end of the installation, as well as the maintenance, the pruning, etc., etc. Right? And I think that's an interesting combination of traditional science brought alive and brought into our homes and our offices using modern technology. I might just like to tell you that Mamta ji and Ekta ji have partnered with a number of global firms who are technology leaders. In India, there is a well-known firm, as you're probably aware, ELT, which is actually doing some good work on this. And some of the installations that they have put together have actually incorporated a number of these pieces of technology. And lastly, I think, as Mamta ji and Ekta ji just said, that this is a solution that can apply across, whether you have a large building, whether you have just a floor, whether you have just a small office, or whether you even want to put some green plants on people's desk. Things like Giloy and neem have obviously tremendous health benefits as well. So that's something that basically I'd like you guys to take away and look at the fact in terms of what is actually possible for you to do as a concept to improve the level of health. We have a couple of questions in the couple of minutes that we have left, and we've got a question. Mr. Arjun has actually asked something about the plants, and are they really, what happens if they die off, and what happens in terms of guarantees and so on. So, Ekta ji, would you like to take that question? What sort of guarantees would you give typically if for the plants that you install and so on?
Srinath, I would answer
Yes.
this.
Yes, please.
Suppose we have done a green wall. For 3 months, we have a guarantee. If there is a mortality, we replace it. Normally, there is no mortality. If it is there, we replace it in the first 3 months. And suppose one panel dies, we can replace the panel at a very nominal cost.
Okay, all right, fair. And we have another question from Mrs. Gupta, which says, does this spoil the facade of the building? And the question, I think, what's said at the end of it is, suppose after a year or two, somebody changes their mind and they wish to now take the plants off. Is the facade spoiled? That's the question.
Then it has to be, you have to redo it, but it doesn't spoil the facade. It has to be maintained properly. Suppose we have done it on the facade, so we have to be very regular with the maintenance part. If it is maintained well, it will look well. If it is doesn't maintain well, then it will look very bad. That is one thing.
Okay, so the regular maintenance becomes important, which I think once anyone gets it installed to a well-known firm, I think that maintenance will be the normal cost being part of the deal, right?
Then I see there's a question about the cost per square meter.
Yes.
The green walls we install are starting from the range of 800 to 2300 rupees per square feet. You can convert it into square meter, but normally we quote at square feet area.
Okay.
That
And
includes
what is different? What's
plants
different
and the
between 800? Yeah, please go ahead. But I just had a additional
the
question. What's
differences between
difference? Yes.
the differences between the sizes. We have different sizes and which fit into different applications. So when we see a project or a drawing, then we suggest we can go in for this. Sometimes we have a constraint of a budget also, then we go for another panel which can give you a similar effect.
Okay. All right.
Then there is a question, are there any agencies which are offering short-term course on vertical garden or hydroponics? Right now, there is not any agencies. You have to train yourself. But if anybody wants, we can train them also, not an issue.
Okay. So they would get in touch with you, and you would be in a position to train them. All right. I think that's a similar question. That's a similar question which is also coming from I think Mr. Bhatt, who basically says urban gardening is a priority for him, and therefore, would you have any thoughts to offer? Would you suggest maybe you can summarize your thoughts very quickly here, and then Mr. Bhatt can separately contact us, contact you for.
Then there is one more question which will come up: how the pests and the disease are controlled. Normally,
Yeah. So please answer both. Yeah.
yeah, because the vertical garden which we do are soilless, so we don't have much of the pest attack and everything. If it is there, then we can control it by the normal spray. Because in the last so many years, I have not seen much of the this problem in my projects.
Okay, so the pests or the control, pests or diseases are controlled. That's what you are saying. And even if it does come about, it is fairly easy to take care of it through a spray. Is that what, if I summarize your answer,
Yeah.
Mamtaji? Okay, all right. Would you like to comment on the urban gardening point that Mr. Bhatt had talked about?
I would to tell him if he is interested in urban gardening and he wants to go for organic farming. If he has a rooftop, he can go very well for the hydroponics. That is the best solution. Or he can convert his rooftop into a small garden where he can use our panels also. So that would the best way to convert his negative space into a positive, vibrant space.
Excellent. You talked a little earlier also, both of you talked of negative space to positive space.
Negative space, I'll explain this to you. Suppose we have a roof. What we do generally over there? Nothing. Over the years, you will see the garbage and other things, they will come piling. Or we have a balcony, we'll convert it into a store in a place like Delhi or Mumbai. And suppose you put a vertical garden on a one wall, so next day you see this is a better place where I can sit, I can read my newspaper, I can read books, spend more time in the balcony. So over the period of time, you will feel that negative space, which you would have not used, will convert into a lively.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. So there is also a question there in terms of something about hands-on training in vertical gardening from Priyanka ji. And then there is also, I think, another question in terms of the impact on growth rates of plants compared to normal gardens.
See the modules which we have, we control the growth, growth of the plants because we can't allow them to grow more than enough. Otherwise, they will create a jungle sort of a thing over there. So the panels which we have are designed in such a way like you have a growth on the hills. They grow in a similar manner.
Okay. Do you use growth regulators? Is another question that's coming back.
Yeah, we use like for any vertical garden, we use fertilizers. After every 6 months, we have to put a spray on them so that they also have a requirement of like you put manure. That is a manure for the vertical garden, and it's a very simple available in the market called
And these are safe and in no way affect the health of the people in that location. Is that correct?
they are safe.
Okay, all right. They are safe and you know that. Okay, good. So would you like to just very quickly look at that question on vertical gardening? I think it's again about training. So you had indicated that probably at this point there are no institutes which are actually training, but people could reach out to you. Is that correct?
Yeah, they can reach out to us. We can then, if we have a batch of 5 people also, yeah, 4 people, we can train them for vertical gardens.
Okay, so maybe Vivek ji, if you can just put back that contact slide of Parijay, which was the last slide of Ekta ji's presentation, which basically says that those are the contact details. And I think anyone who wants to reach out can reach out there. So Vivek ji, if you can just put back that last slide of Ekta ji, we can do that. Otherwise, what we can also do is we can also, because we have everybody's names, we can send out the contact details for everybody. Maybe we can also put together some of the questions and the answers so that everybody has an understanding of that. Okay, Jasdeep ji, I am aware of the time, and it's possible that many of our participants may have other engagements also. While there are one or two other questions, I think we have taken care of the large part of them. So may I hand it over back to you, Jasdeep ji?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Srinivas, for an excellent, summarizing of the entire session, and thank you to Ms. Mamta as well as Ms. Ekta, for apprising us on the concept, the psychological, physiological, health benefits, which vertical gardening brings, for us. I believe that, all the attendees have been able to utilize their time, their evening this Saturday, very well. And for any other queries that you may want to ask, you can please write back to us, Vivek or me, from whichever end that you have received the mail from CII. I think we will get back to you and help you in connecting back to the panelists, for any kind of specific queries. And so the queries may be the ones that have been addressed in the program right now, or in case there are any, I would say, commercial projects which any company representative would want to take it up, or the architects who have joined would want to take it up, post this session. So with that, I would once again like to thank all the panelists who have joined this evening. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, ideas, and experiences. And thank you also for all the attendees who have, spared their time and joined this training session. Thank you so much.
Many thanks to you all, and I thank CII and you, Mr. Jasdeep Singh, as well as your colleague, Mr. Vivek Gupta. Thank you, Mamta ji, and thank you, Ekta. And finally, to all the participants, we do appreciate the time that you gave, and we hope you're able to at least take away something that jogs your brain next time you look around and see, oh my God, what is the world that we are leading to. Thank you very much, and a good night.
Thank you.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye. Bye.